joining us from South Australia, speaker, conscious connection expert. Did I say that right? Book author, relationship dating coach from the land down under. Let's welcome Karina Chapman. Hello.
Thanks, Ellie. Lovely to be here.
Wait, are you on here today?
Yes, today I am.
Talk about our technical difficulties. And I'm so excited finally to hear, you got a lot to say. Where would you like to start, Karina? Well, let's start with you being in Australia. What time is it by you?
It is just after 7 a.m. here, so quite a bit of a difference time-wise.
And you're the next day.
That's right, yes, I'm ahead. And the day's looking good.
I had a gentleman on from Australia too, and he told me we're already in Tuesday morning. I'm like, oh my God.
That's right, exactly. It's bizarre, isn't it? So
how's the weather there too? Let's talk about, I didn't talk about the weather. How's the weather?
Well, it's winter here, so it's not the best weather, but I think today it'll be about, because we're talking Celsius here, so it's probably about 16, 17 degrees. So
what would that be in Fahrenheit?
I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit.
Oh.
I don't know if you can work it out, how, but it's cold.
I don't
Let's just say it's cold.
I don't really Googling it. Yeah, we don't care. Well, we're inside, so that's a good thing. It was 100. Right. It's been, well, I'm in Florida, and it's been like 100 to 104 like every day.
Wow.
So, not good.
Yeah, I think that's maybe about 38 degrees Celsius, so that is a pretty warm one.
Yeah, wow. But anyway, can you start telling us a little bit about yourself and, about Karina? And you're
absolutely
about that book. You're going to talk about that Vixen book too, but let's just.
I will. Yes.
What made you who you are today and why we're on this podcast?
Absolutely. So I've recognized that there's a lot of people that struggle with connection these days. And whether that's in finding a romantic partnership or if it's finding new friends that you can have as long-term quality friends. Mm-hmm. So, and I think especially after the pandemic, a lot of us withdrew and became more of an introvert. Mm-hmm. So to then get back out there and start chatting to people and meeting new people seems to be something that's a little bit too hard to do. Mm. So I help people with consciously connecting with the right type of people that they would want to have in their life for relationships and understanding who they are first, what's important to them, what their core values are, what their interests are, etc. So then they know what type of person that they want to match with and then how to attract that person into your life and what you need to do to get out of your comfort zone.
That is a lot said. That is so when you say relationship, you mean not only a partner, meaning whatever, like dating,
romantic partner,
not just romantic, but also just in general as friends, correct?
Friends, that's right. Exactly.
Oh, okay, nice. So you're covering both sides. Good, cool.
Yeah, because a lot of people, as they get older, some of their school friends drop off, or they move, or there's some, disconnect with people that they've had friendships with, or maybe they're growing a lot and their friends aren't. So then you find this disconnect between people, and suddenly you think, hang on, where's my tribe? Where's my people?
Yes, I like that. I like it.
Yeah, so I help with that. Yeah, and of course, love, I mean, look at the divorce rates at the moment. So sky high. So we're obviously doing something wrong in how we choose the right partner. Mm-hmm. And we're obviously getting it wrong several times because more of us have had more than one divorce. So, through being, married and divorced myself, right. I realised how little I knew about myself and who I was and who would be a great match to me. So, right. So then, of course, going through the trauma of having to divorce and break up and split your life and change everything is quite difficult. So my inspiration for wanting to help others in this area is to try and help them to find the right answer first before they find the right person. So find out who they are, what they want, what they're looking for, and who's going to match them. Rather than, our typical thing is we see a nice guy or girl across the room, we think they're pretty good looking. Mm-hmm. And then we go and talk to them. We don't think about, have they got matching values? What are their beliefs? What are all the things that actually are important rather than, I just see you and you look hot.
Yes. And what you just said, we got a little bit of an echo behind you, a little bit of one. Might be the Zoom. We're gonna try to, hopefully we can get that fixed. But like what you said was that that when you see somebody in a room, correct? Like, and you see them and you're physically attracted to them, but it's getting through the other jumble. Well,
Yes.
we agree. When I say we, I don't mean it's only me in the room, but this is a conversation I have with many women. And I'm like, I think we need to fix that a little, right? Because we look at what we want, but then when we get there, and you can help me with this, when we get there, we start talking to them, they're either narcissist, or they're just like all about themselves, or
Yes.
am I right? Or this
Yes.
is we noticed, or it's just like I had said, maybe we need to start looking at, and men can do this with us as well, right? As women, men can look at women and say, we need, maybe that's where that song, you know, make an ugly woman your wife. No. Make an ugly woman your wife, she'll be, no, it's like maybe, okay, so maybe we should start to meet people in a different way, not just for the physical appearance, but every way, right? That's what you're gonna say. But we're having trouble with that today. So you're gonna fix this, right?
That's right, exactly.
Because these men that we meet that we aren't physically attracted to, that's why you just hit a nerve, right? That we may not be totally physically attracted to. It's like, okay, let's maybe grow into a relationship. They want to sleep with you right away. And you're like, well, maybe back it up, you know, back it up. And this is what we all, like, maybe there could be something.
That's right.
Everyone's
Exactly
running
right.
over, it's like a 10K race or something. Everyone forgot. Now I'm gonna shut up and you're gonna explain to me what we need to do. Wait, shoot. We can
Well,
maybe
I've got a good analogy really. So say if we were looking for something other than a romantic partner, right? So if we say wanted to buy a new car.
Mhm.
Now we all know there's lots of different styles, types, colors, features, all of that sort of stuff. And if I just go to you, oh, you want a new car? Here we go, here's your new car.
Mhm.
You might be like, okay, well, that is a new car, but it hasn't got seat heaters on it, or it's not the right shape, or I wanted an SUV, I want a sedan, I want a hatchback. It's not the same as what I want. So if you were going to look for a car, you would already know what brand, what type, what the seating arrangement was, what your needs were, what size the motor was, all of these things you would do research on and have clear in your mind before you start looking.
Okay.
So we're putting all that information into our reticular activating system, which is the part of the brain that's like an executive assistant. So it helps us to notice the things that we're interested in knowing about. So if we, in dating, have no idea of the right type of bloke, and we just go, oh, that one looks okay from the outside, like the car looked okay, but they don't have the features. And if you're not clear on that type of thing, then you end up getting a lemon every time. So
well, we got bags of lemons here in Florida. Wait, I know they grow more in Italy, but we got a lot of them here. And I'm gonna say that for all of us, not just, you know, men, you know, us with men.
Yeah.
Men feel the same way. It's all kind of mutual.
Yeah.
So
spend that time first getting to know yourself, who you're, you know, what type of values that you have, what type of activities you'd like to share with a partner, what sort of beliefs that you'd like to resonate in and match, and get all of this information and pop that into your head. Then that helps you to notice the right type of people to connect with and filters out the wrong ones. So you might be in a bar and you see someone across the you know, room there, and you think, oh, my eye keeps going to that person. I wonder why. It could be that they have some of the qualities that you don't even know yet from looking at, but your brain's recognized something. So you think, oh, let's go over and have a chat. And you might be pleasantly surprised. So it's about putting the right information into our brain so we can be on that right vibration to start attracting the right type of person. And in saying that, because I work a lot with the law of attraction, like attracts like. So if you were, say, a couch potato, where you just wanted to sit on the couch all day, watch movies, Netflix, whatever, but what you really wanted was someone that was athletic, then your vibration isn't, you know, like isn't like, it's like this. So if you're here and you're on the couch and you want to be dating someone that's athletic, what can you do to bring yourself up to the right vibration to be on there? You know, does that mean you join the gym? Do you start doing walking? Do you join a tennis club? You know, so then you're more likely to be in the area where you're going to meet those people that you want to, but also you're on the same vibration as them, so you can be a good match. So, I mean, that's fairly simplistic, but it just gives you the idea that we have to be what we want to attract. And if we're not that there yet, then we need to do a little bit more work on ourselves before we can attract the right person.
I got you. Okay. So, so basically, what would you suggest for women to do? Say, well, you kind of just said it, just kind of put it in your head on what you want, manifest it. Is that what we're saying?
Absolutely. Yeah, manifest it. And be really clear as well. Don't just have 5 points that you want. You're allowed to have 100 points. That's okay. You know, because the more specific we are, then the more that the universe, God, whatever we want to call it, can match that for us. So, and after a couple of divorces myself and a couple of, you know, really difficult times to get through emotionally, and realizing that I was picking the wrong people,
Right.
I thought I need to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided, you know, like, because obviously whatever we're doing, if we keep doing the same thing and want different results, then that's a bit crazy. So we've got to change how we are.
Right. I got you. Yeah, and yes, and we've heard some of that before.
Yeah.
Oh my, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's okay. Wait, I was getting ready. Okay, we're gonna Thursday story time at Ellie. So what else can we share here? Oh boy, what about the Vixen Secret Handbook? You want to talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So I came upon writing this book. I mean, I've always loved writing and I've always been a reader, but once I was in my early 40s and past a couple of relationships, I decided that was when I was doing something different. So I was going to choose men that were definitely had a deal-breaking flaw, that something that was wrong with them, that I knew I wouldn't be able to fall in love with them, but just to learn more about myself. So I started going on all these different dates and dating several men at a time, being completely open and honest about it. And I started having some really weird and unusual dating experiences. So I started noting them down, and friends of mine were like, oh my God, that's so funny. You should put that in a book. So that's how the journey of writing this secret started. So,
I'm going to cut right to the chase. Do you want to share any of those stories? A couple
I can. So, and this is
there it is.
The book.
Nice.
Yeah. So Adventure Vixen is the first one. And then, I do have a second out as well, which is International Vixen.
I like it. There was so much going on that you had to rewrite 2 books.
That's right, exactly. And I certainly could write even more than that.
You probably got 10 more going. I know. I know.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, I had so one story of one of the dates that I went on. It was a French guy, and I thought, oh, that would be nice. You know, I've gone out with French guys before. They're quite fun. So we met at this bar, and he had a cake tin with him. And I thought, that's a bit odd.
A what?
Yeah. So he loves baking, and he made me this cake, and which was very unusual. But
I said we had a little bit of an echo behind you. So you went on a date, and you what did he have with him? I didn't hear that quite well.
A cake tin, like a tin with a lid.
A canteen.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord! Was there alcohol?
Yeah. No. So this cake was made with all natural, like almond flour and all, no eggs, no this, no that. Yeah, so this cake. So he said, I've made this cake for you because he loves baking. And I'm like, oh, that's very weird on a first date.
Yeah.
So we're sitting having a coffee. He goes, oh, I really want you to try this cake.
I don't think I would try the cake. I'd be scared.
Oh. I was a bit worried. So I thought, okay, so I had obviously no knife, no fork, no nothing. I thought, I'll just break a piece off. It was so dry and crumbly. It was terrible.
What did you do that? He must have read that someplace.
I don't know.
Wait, maybe
it was like a rock.
Yeah, maybe that expression, cake, that expression. So maybe that he was trying to do some kind of comparison.
Maybe. But yeah, this cake was like a rock. So he wanted me to take it home, and I thought, well, I can't take his container because I'm not planning on seeing him ever again. So lucky I had a bag in my handbag, like a shopping bag. I'm like, oh, just pop the cake in here. That's fine. Just pop that in there. And when I got home, I thought that was going straight in the bin, and I threw it in, and it was such a thud. It was like I was throwing a rock.
So you got rid of him. You scratched him off the list.
He was out. He was out, definitely.
Oh my Lord. So any other, yeah, so come up with another story. I want to hear a good one. I mean, another wait a minute, another
So I had one guy reach out to me who wanted to pay me to be his pretend girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a property developer. He had a big weekend going with investors that he wanted to impress them. So he was looking to take a fake girlfriend with him.
It's like that movie. We had a movie in America here. I forgot the name of it. Or go ahead.
So I was a bit curious. I'm like, why would you need to do that? Why wouldn't you just be able to find even a friend that would do it for you? But when I saw his picture, I thought, okay, so you're a bit chubby, a bit nerdy, maybe don't have the confidence to connect with someone and ask. So then I wanted to ask more questions, because like, what does this pretend girlfriend mean? Like, do you have separate rooms? Are you holding hands? Is there kissing involved? Is it just support? So what does this look like? So he said, no. So he wanted to pay 10,000 Australian dollars for a weekend and fly me up to Queensland, which is where the conference was. Wow. And I was like, well, I'm not sure. So I asked more questions.
Yeah.
And he said, well, if you're a pretend girlfriend, it would just be, holding hands and entertaining the investors. But you could do the full girlfriend and I'd pay more. I thought, what's that about?
Poor girlfriend.
So then it's like, so then he's like, well, if you want to be a full girlfriend, then it would be, I'll pay you 30,000.
Oh my Lord.
Right. So I'm like, no, that feels a bit like prostitution to me. I do feel sorry for him, and he obviously needs some help.
Yeah.
But, and then even like, so what's full girlfriend? Like, is that sex as well? How many times? Do you have a separate room? Are they like, how does that work? So I ended up saying no to him.
Yeah.
But it was
and where did you meet him?
Online.
You see, I was going to say, isn't there like a site to meet women? Unless you're on that site.
It probably is. I'm sure there's a site for everything, Ellie.
Yes. Oh my, wow, that's interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's cool. And so also I was reading a little bit about you and something, and you also, it says you're particularly you're important for singles over 40. So you're kind of targeting single women or just single people over 40.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So what would why would you do that? Why would you single it out?
Because I think that when we've had a few relationship experiences that haven't gone as we had hoped, we become a bit more disillusioned. And then the whole dating process seems too hard. And like, if I've already picked the wrong ones before, then what's to say I'm not going to do the same again? So people tend to be lonely, but not knowing the right things to connect in. Whereas when they're younger, they're still a bit, they haven't had the disillusionment yet. They think everything's going to work out fine. We'll get married, life will be perfect, it'll be wonderful. We'll have kids and a house and a picket fence. But then that dream often doesn't materialize. So I like to work with people who have had some relationship experiences before. It might have even been good ones, maybe they were married for a long time and then their partner passed away. So it's not so much all about negative experiences, but it's really wanting to get it right this time, to be able to learn, who am I, what is important to me, and what type of person is going to match me, because I'm sick of wasting time. I think time becomes more precious as we get older.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we don't want to waste all our time with the wrong people. So that's why I work on how to help them to connect with the right type of people and understand who it is. Yeah. And then it's much more successful.
Yes. And I think that's a lot. But I tell you, what happens to a lot of people, and you may even, hit that spot as well. You're tired of it. After a while, it's like, And I'm also, like I mentioned, I'm also a divorce relationship coach. So
Yeah.
I get them when they're starting, mostly when they're already going through that process, starting to go through that process. And then
Yeah.
they get out. And now they're out there and they're really burnt. They're really like scarred. And there's a window as soon as they get divorced that they almost go a little kooky.
Yes.
Whatever
I
it is.
agree.
Did you experience that window? Any of your clients or yourself, or I mean, I think everyone has. And
Absolutely.
and then you retract and pull it in. But what's a good
Yeah.
way to do that? Like when people get a little run its course. I'm gonna say run its course, but you know.
Yeah. See, a lot of the times when people are freshly divorced, they're still focused on what went wrong in the last relationship, what they didn't like in that partner, or often the negatives. So then when we go out for a date, unfortunately, that's what we attract because that's what the signal is that we're putting out. So we've got to break all those patterns from the past so that we don't have the same experience again.
Right.
So if you go straight back out there, then it's hard to not attract what you've already had. So maybe you like the bad boy, maybe you like businessmen in suits or whatever it might be, but you're kind of picking for the wrong reasons again. So that's where the problem comes in.
Right. Right. And again, yes, I agree. But as I was saying before, for many people that are, say single, like you're saying to maybe you could shed a little light on this. We need them, I guess the men in here too, because we noticed, and I'm saying we, because it's not just me, but we've got thousands of people that we speak to.
Yeah, of
When
course.
you get out there and you go to meet people, why do they want to sleep with you within 15 minutes? I haven't figured that one out yet. I mean, and it's not only myself, it's every woman that I've spoken to. And it's almost like they forgot how to communicate, or they think that you're their wife, or I mean, I've had men call me, or I go to, how you doing? Instead of saying, would you like to go on a date? Can I come to your house?
Yes.
This is so common amongst the area that I'm in. They want to
Oh,
come to your
absolutely.
house. I mean, I don't know what's going on in Australia or down under, but I'm saying.
Same here. Yeah, they do.
My podcast director, Phil, he actually says to me, because we got talking the subject earlier, and he says, Ellie, welcome to 2023. And he's a younger gentleman also, but I'm laughing, I'm going, yeah, but it's not young men that are doing this. And I'll be honest with you, I could take a younger man, because we all get them too, coming up to me and talking like that, more than a man in his 40s and 50s coming up and talking to you like, oh yeah, you're like they're kids. And I talked about this subject to a lot of women, and we're all thinking the same thing, like, oh my God, drop it already. Your 40s and your 50s and even 60s. Whatever happened to, I don't say courting, but whatever happened to that, having a conversation and just like that traditional having a conversation, go on a date or something, or even go for a drink. They want to come to your house. That is like the most bizarre situation. I mean, how do you handle that? How do you handle that? Any suggestions?
I would never meet anyone on a first date at my house or at their house.
Okay, I see.
Because you don't know what the situation is. You don't know if they're a stalker, if they're crazy, if, at their house they might have 5 other guys there. I mean, you don't know. So it's the safety thing first. But I think a lot of guys that do that have had success in the past with people saying yes when they've got lots of work. And so they think, well, that worked for me once, I'm just going to keep trying it until I get another yes.
Yeah, that's what
Which again, okay, that might be great for you getting lots of sex, but you're not going to make a real true connection.
No. And that's why it's such a turnoff, because you go out and it's like, come on, look at you. Not to be disrespectful, but you're 50s and you're acting like you're a teenager. Back it off. I mean, I could take it better from a younger man doing that to me than the older ones.
I agree. See, these are the people that are stuck in the same type of behavior over and over again. They haven't actually looked at themselves and thought, maybe this there's something better I could be doing here to have better success.
Right.
Maybe, maybe they're just after sex and they're just trying to get whoever they can into bed. But if they
It's a good red
seriously want,
flag.
yeah,
I always tell them, I said, listen, sex we can get anywhere. We're women. We go to the, grocery store, go to the bakery, go anywhere and get sex. Why would I need to go online and talk to you? Or, listen.
it's true. Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
Until they realise that they need to do something different themselves and change, then they're going to keep getting the same results, and women are going to keep being disappointed.
Right. Yes. I'm trying to do the opposite. I'm trying to educate or talk to some women in this way, and to say, take it down a few notches, relax. Because they're complaining to me, but I'm like, well, yeah, but you go on a date, you have the guy at your house like the same moment. You got to like.
That's right.
Yeah, they're just the people in their house. Anyway, let's see. Oh my gosh, what else can we talk about with you? I kind of I know there's so many things.
So actually, I run a program called Aligned Connections for people. So that helps them to get all of this knowledge and to know how to attract the right person and how to recognize them. So that helps a lot. But one of the guys that I was working with, he was actually a widower in his 50s, had a great relationship with his wife, and was just feeling lonely. It had been 3 years since she passed. And he's like, I've, built this business, built all these things, and I've got no one to share it with. I don't go on holidays. I don't do anything. He goes, so can you just give me the right woman? And I said, no, that's not how it works. We've got to understand who you are and what we need to do. And he'd, of course, never gone online dating because, he's been in a relationship for 30 years. Wow. So at the beginning, he was like, there's no way I'm going to go online dating, just absolutely no way. So as we worked through, we started changing his perceptions and his beliefs and all of that sort of stuff. And at the end of the program, we did a couple of extra sessions, set him up online. And he's ended up meeting the most fantastic woman. They are so compatible. They've been together for 9 months now. They're heading over to Europe soon. Aww. And, it's just such a great thing. And he never would have met that person if he hadn't got rid of that limiting belief that was that, he's never going to meet someone online. And he wouldn't have bumped into her because he was working 6 days a week or at home. I mean, he didn't even go to the grocery store. He got it all delivered. Wow. So I said, how are you going to connect with anyone? There's no
anybody.
Yeah. Oh. So yeah, by changing our beliefs as well, that really helps us. Because we don't realise, another one I've worked with, she thought she was a single mum with 4 kids. And so she said, there's no guys out there that want to date a single mother with 4 kids. I said, well, is that actually true? Or is that just a story that you've told yourself? Because if you believe that, then that's the type of men you're going to keep coming against, is ones that support your belief that guys don't want to date a single mum with 4 kids.
Right.
So then we did a bit of work around that to say, well, actually, there's other guys out there with kids that would love to date a single mum because then they've got that shared understanding. If one of the kids is sick and they've got to break a date or, something's important, they understand and they get it.
And I think it weeds out too. Like when there's a woman who has children, I think you're going to weed out the man or either one. If they have kids, it'll weed a lot out, because if there's not a serious person, they're not going to, and they're not even going to, go there.
And I think, there's other guys as well. They write on their profile, don't have kids, but don't mind if you do.
Right.
I said, they don't put that there just as a throwaway line. It might be that they never got to find someone to fall in love with and have kids with. It might have been a dream of theirs. It was never realised.
Right.
So if they can slot in with your family and enjoy that family atmosphere and participation, then that might be actually fulfilling their dream.
Right.
So actually there can be lots of guys out there that are looking for a single mum with kids.
Right. Right. Well, and they know they're settled, right? They know they're going to be somewhat, hopefully settled.
Yeah, exactly.
So Karina, what's your projects coming up? Anything that you have coming up new or?
I've got a masterclass coming up on the 14th of September where I share 3 secrets to attracting love.
Okay.
And just, help people along their journey. So, and I hold that for free just because I like helping people
Nice.
and help them get clearer on, what it is that they really want to do to change their life and bring this person in.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's a really good good thing to do. Just to start getting people more thinking about, what is it that I need to do? How is it that I need to attract love instead of like going and searching? Because searching and finding it feels like you're desperate. You're desperately out there looking. Whereas what we really want to do is we want to attract love to us. We want to put that clear vision in and then attract it, rather than trawling all the dating sites, standing at a bar hoping there might be someone that could be,
Like, in other words, take it easy, take it a few steps, a couple notches back, take it easy. Yeah, yes, but I think it's cool what this book you wrote, and I think there's gonna be a lot of people that are interested in reading it. Because so how are you marketing that book? How are you getting that out there and people to know about you, other than got podcasts? And then are you Amazon or any of those other
yeah, so it's on Amazon, Booktopia, it's on all sorts of platforms. And I don't do lots of promoting my books, only because I promote my courses more. But of course they get books with the courses that they do with me. But I am in a couple of different business groups as well that we talk about that sort of thing. I've done some author talks at libraries and different things like that. Nice. So, but yeah, it's more about getting people to realise that there is someone out there for you, no matter what age you are. Sometimes when we get a bit older, we think, oh, we've missed the boat.
No, I think it's good to that. So I mean, you have people, you gave a couple examples of where it worked, your teachings and your classes. Now, so if somebody wants to get into one of your coaching classes, how would they do that? You'll send me
I can send you a link for a free discovery call to have a chat with me and see whether what I do is the right thing or not for, where people are in their lives and what they're looking for. We just have a chat, and if they're interested, then I just tell them a bit more about my Aligned Connections program, which is 8 weeks, and that's an hour and a half each week, and we do lots of activities as well, and different meditations and affirmations. And
this is online and it's live. They're not.
That's right.
Okay.
No, online and live, one-on-one with me, so that I get really specific in, into each person's needs, so we can really find, what's been holding them back. What patterns have they had as examples that they keep repeating that they don't know? What beliefs that they've got that are maybe sabotaging them from being able to find a partner instead of supporting them? Okay, so we go through that personally, to find out what it is they need to do, what do they need to change, what can we let go of, and how do we move forward from that and gain clarity.
Nice.
So, so I find when I work one-on-one, it really gives a lot more clarity to that one person. I do it in groups as well. Normally I try and do small groups because it's easier to have good connections with everyone in the group, and we all want to support each other. So normally I won't have more than 10 if I'm doing a group sessions.
I do.
Of course, which is cheaper, but but one-on-one I think is the most benefit that you're going to get, because we're specific about that. And in fact, one of my clients, she was on my original first group session that I did, and she had kept choosing. She was a great leader in business and really strong, but used to pick guys that would beat her up. So she was just picking the wrong ones and always finding herself in this domestic violence situation, which we'd never have thought that she would have been because of the type of person she was. Yeah. Anyway, she worked her way through the course, and we got to the part where I get everyone to clear out the past, clear out, old boyfriends' numbers or old connections, or,
And that's very important, what you just said, is clearing out the past and breaking that habit, because what you just said is so common in relationships, and even our own, right? We could sit there and think, well, I always used to be with business men. That's it. I mean, they all seem to be the same type of person.
Exactly.
So much. That's probably where we connect, but that's probably what brings you together. It's what tears you apart as well.
Exactly. It certainly can happen that way. So one of the things that she went into to clear was the Facebook Messenger side where there's people you may know or spam. So she went in to look there and she found a message from 7 years ago from a guy that she was dating when she was in her early 20s.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So when they were dating in the early 20s, he was totally in love, wanted to get married. She was like, I'm 21, I'm out partying. No, I'm not getting married, see you later. So they broke up. And both of them went off, had children, had other relationships. And 7 years ago, when he sent the message, he'd heard that her son had committed suicide. So he'd sent a message saying, I'm so sorry to hear this, I hope you're okay.
Wow.
So she found this, and she's like, what do you think I should do? She goes, I know it's 7 years since he sent it, but should I contact him? I said, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wow.
I said, just go for a coffee or something and have a chat.
Oh, fantastic story. But we're running out of time because we had some technical issues, but I definitely want to connect with you again and get you on another podcast because I think there's so much more that we can dig into and get to talk about. And
absolutely
connected with some we can all use your help. So let's it was great talking to you, and I'm going to shoot you a call after this recording and we will discuss. Karina, I want to thank you again, and we'll catch up. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks.